Okay, let's go back to the marketplace. The price of crude oil as we speak, Brent for January 2019 delivery is now below $60 a barrel, $57.72, off track 1.04%, 1.77% as we speak. And that's live here on Market Watch. Crude oil, US oil, WTI, January 2019 delivery, $49.58. That's down in the red by 1.41%. Now, just benchmark crude is Brent, and that's below 60, 57.71, and still bleeding. So the stock market bled yesterday, but slightly lower than Tuesday's peak of 1.14%. Yesterday was just about 0.5%. Year to date, that came to 4.44%. Sorry, month to date. Year to date, 18.88%. Some folks say we're going to lose that 31,000 by year end, and that year to date, by the end of the year, will be 22% in the negative territory. We're going to get down to 30,000. And we're standing at the doorstep of that figure as we're looking at 31,023.47 when the market closed for Wednesday. Today's 44th trading day. We lost the 11.5 trillion as well. We're now at 11.325. In terms of turnover, the market was a lot more better than Monday, Tuesday, by 0.39. That's good. In Naira terms, yes, that was also good. In deals terms, that was also much better. I think that's the highest deals we've done so far this week, 3,252. So investors are very active. And that active sentiment is what brought you what you see now on your TV screen. There's a lot of profit booking on the banking in the banking sector, down 0.17%. Diamond Bank still reeling from the rumors, whatever market hearsay about acquisitions, M&A, whatever. That stock fell 9.88%. Investors still punishing this bank for whatever reasons, I'm not sure. Consumer goods, about 0.1%. PZ took that sector up a little bit, 8.08%. In the industrial goods, that's where the big cement maker, Dangote, brought that space at 1.55%. And insurance still enjoying the rally around Continental Reinsurance share transaction, 0.5% in the green territory. And oil and gas down 0.79% because Owando, that was down 6.06%. The rest of the oil and gas sector were largely quiet, except 40 Oil bringing in about 0.29% to the table. Seplat was quiet after a blistering Tuesday. The NESD over-the-counter market finished Wednesday in the negative territory. So we lost a new USI and the market cap reading for the over-the-counter on listed securities market. Look at that, 2.54%. That index gained about 3.2% on Tuesday. And we lost the 500 billion naira. What a shame. 511 billion on Tuesday. That came down to 498. Just 2 transactions. 11 transactions, but 2 securities were traded. The NESD over-the-counter on Wednesday. Okay, let's finish it up at the FMDQ very quickly, shall we? Treasury bills market. Yesterday was when the central bank sold about 150 billion naira. That's the market there for. Okay, that's the naira bond. Yes, you can see the price on the paper maturing the 18th of April 2037. That's a long dated at 105.25. 13 transactions, 4.5 billion naira. I'll flip that very quickly and just give us a summary of the 4 most actively traded treasury bills on our market on the FMDQ on Wednesday. That's the summary there for you, 142.06. We're checking how the currency market is pacing out under this very sell down across board of our market. But let's talk about SAHCO. This is the government company under the CFAX group, which was partly privatized. Now, the offer for sale is currently going on at about 4 naira plus. 4 naira 65? Yes. Codros Capital, one of the investment and securities trading firms, says they've initiated the coverage. We mentioned that to you yesterday, didn't we? And there's the man here who's going to talk about it. Okay, Emiani, thank you very much. Where is this IPO or offer for sale right now? How is it going?
It's going well. We're seeing a lot of interest coming in from,
investors asking you folks, what about it?
It's piqued a lot of interest. It's besides NACO. NACO is the only...
the NACO Avians, yes.
Yeah, that's the only aviation ground handling company that we currently have on the index. So it's a space that, a lot of people don't really know much about. But you see SAHCO everywhere. When you go to the airports, you might not notice, but that's where they are. That's in every airport across Nigeria.
The aviation handling companies are part of the value chain.
Yes.
In the aviation sector, in particular commercial aviation. You don't know, but those guys are making a hell of a money. People don't know. The staircase you use to get onto the plane is provided not by the airline, but the aviation handling company, for example.
Yes, that's true.
And they charge you in dollars for hiring those things. Or they charge the airlines in dollars. I know, this is quite a lot of, they're the ones who handle all your cargoes and everything and all of that. So you need to take note of those guys. If you notice that your flight ticket is, price is climbing, these guys take a cut of it as well. So who is interested in SAHCO? What the BPE says is that it will be equitably distributed among the federating states and others. So this is a government transaction. Who gets the money?
So what actually happened was in 2009, that's when it was actually privatized, and the CFAX group took over that in 2009. So under the stipulations of that privatization agreement, the deal was to sell off some of the shares, about 50%, to the Nigerian public at that time. So what we're having now is that, although it's delayed, this was supposed to happen 5 years after that sale. So what we're having now is that this is finally going through, and then 30% of the shares of the company will now be divested to the different constituencies of Nigeria.
So this is not an offer for you and I, really.
So it is. So as long as you're a Nigerian citizen, yes, you can subscribe to this.
I can be part of this offer for sale?
Yes, you can.
But the BPE says it's going to be distributed among equally and fairly among the federating states. So it's not a state government that is getting this, or they're going to ask for my state of origin and all of that.
So yes,
in terms of allotment.
Exactly. So
that's why I want some clarity.
Okay, yes. So they are going to ask for your state of origin and all that. So there's a box on the form where you tick where you're from, which constituency in your state where you're from. So if there's an oversubscription in a particular area or an undersubscription, that's when it's then allotted on a prorated basis, yes. And then the funds will go back to the owners, to the vendors, basically, not to the company.
No, okay, so so this is of course the allotment. I know that will be the job of SEC to ensure, and the BPE to ensure that this is equitably done at the end of the day.
Yes.
And of course there will be a publication.
Yes.
Of that for every state government or whatever to know, constituencies to know what your region gets.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. So it's going to come all the way back to the market, where it comes to those who are not part of the offer for sale. Any idea when the BPE talked about when this will come?
So the process has already started. In December, the application ends. So in February, we expect that the company will be listed on the NSE.
So you folks decided to do a coverage. You folks are following the money, I know. So how do you arrive at the target price of 597?
Okay, so...
and is this going to be for the listing price or the target price for the whole of next year?
So this is a one-year target price. So this is our view for the next over the next year. So we used a DCF, discounted cash flow methodology, to value the business across the ground handling segment, the cargo segments as well. So we looked at these key lines in their businesses and modeled their growth trend, historical growth trend, and what we forecast for the future.
I'm sure because NARCO Aviation or NARCO Avians had been on the stock exchange for quite some time. I'm sure you folks would have sat down to do the industry analysis. So take us through the industry analysis, really, when we talk about the aviation industry business case for a cargo handling company, as it were, in Nigeria, or for the whole sector, really. Yeah.
So the ground handling segment is not new, but what we're seeing now is that with the emergence of SAHCO becoming a bigger player, so it's taking a lot of NARCO's market share. It was basically a monopoly, but it's now, you can confidently say that it's now a duopoly. So from about 21% market share that SAHCO had in about before 2009, it's now closer to 50%. So we're now saying that there's increased competition in that space, whether it's on price, whether it's on customer service, quality of service, and all of that. So we're seeing that it's a very competitive space going on around there.
So do you think there's a big business here for an aviation handling company as we look at Nigeria's commercial aviation industry, really?
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
big,
because you folks says there is a, if I just quote your report, you folks says, okay, you say first you see economic growth benefiting from higher government and private sector spending moving forward, and secondly, you folks says improved oil earnings should improve FX liquidity and sustain stability after the volatile era. So, you think this economy has